Welcome, dear listeners. Today, we explore a profound understanding that extends beyond the surface of our everyday lives. I invite you to journey with me through the intricate matrix of illusion that manipulates our perception of reality. It's a journey that will not only reveal the hidden structures of our experiences, but will also guide us toward deeper awareness and liberation. In the world we inhabit, our senses continuously feed us information that we interpret as reality. However, what we perceive is not purely what exists. It's heavily filtered through a complex web of societal constructs, personal biases, and cultural conditioning. This matrix of illusion, a term I use to describe the layered veil that obscures our true perception, shapes what we see, feel, and believe. Have you ever wondered how much of what you believe to be true about the world, about others, and about yourself is actually shaped by unseen forces? The first layer we must recognize in this matrix is the societal construct. Society plays a monumental role in molding our perceptions from the moment we are born. We are taught what is right and wrong, what is desirable and undesirable, and eventually, these teachings meld into our subconscious, masquerading as our own true beliefs. Consider, for example, the value systems we hold. These are not solely personal choices, but are influenced heavily by the cultural and societal frameworks we grow up within. Have you ever caught yourself following a belief or a norm without knowing why or where it came from? This leads us to the illusion of autonomy. Many of us believe we are completely free in making our life choices. However, this sense of independence is often an illusion. Our decisions about career, relationships, and even hobbies are frequently steered by societal approval and familial expectations. Reflect on your major life decisions. Were they purely your own, or can you see the threads of external influence? Another crucial aspect of the societal layer of illusion is the media. The media is a powerful tool that shapes public opinion and perception through repetition and emotional engagement. It can warp the reality of a situation, a person, or an entire group of people, often aligning with certain political or economic agendas. How often do you question the authenticity of the narratives presented to you daily? As we dissect these influences, it becomes clear that to see reality for what it truly is, we must question everything that has been presented to us as truth. This questioning is not a sign of distrust, but a marker of a mind seeking deeper understanding. It's about peeling back layers to uncover what lies beneath the surface. These revelations can be unsettling but are essential for true freedom from the matrix of illusion. Now, consider this. What parts of your life might be manifestations of societal expectations rather than expressions of your true self? This question isn't meant to provoke anxiety, but to inspire curiosity about the nature of your reality. By identifying and understanding these influences, we can begin to make choices that are more aligned with our genuine selves. Navigating the labyrinth of personal bias and conditioning, unveiling our inner realities. As we advance deeper into the matrix of illusion, we now turn our focus inward to examine the personal biases and conditioning that shape our individual realities. This exploration brings us closer to understanding how our internal landscape influences our perception of the external world. Each of us carries a unique set of biases. These are the filters through which we interpret our experiences. They stem from our upbringing, the values instilled by our families, our educational backgrounds, and our personal experiences. These biases are like glasses with colored lenses. They tint everything we see, often without our conscious awareness. Recognizing these biases is crucial because they can lead us to form conclusions that are not based on complete truths, but on skewed perceptions. Consider, for instance, how our fears and desires shape our interpretation of events. If we fear rejection, we might interpret a friend's busy schedule as a personal slight. Or, if we desire approval, we might overlook someone's manipulative behaviors. It's essential to ask, how are my desires and fears coloring my perception of this situation? Another layer of personal conditioning is our emotional response patterns. From a young age, we are conditioned to respond to situations in certain ways, often modeled by those around us. These patterns can become so ingrained that they feel like an integral part of who we are. However, they are often just habitual responses that can be unlearned and changed. Have you ever reacted to a situation in a way that felt out of proportion, only to realize later that your response was more about past experiences than the present moment? Furthermore, our ego plays a significant role in maintaining the illusion. The ego is that part of us that clings to a constructed self-image and resists anything that might threaten it. It thrives on approval and fears criticism, leading us to craft a life that reinforces our perceived identity rather than one that aligns with our true self. The ego can distort our reality by making us cling to ideas, relationships, or jobs that affirm our self-image but don't nourish our soul. Have you ever held on to something because it made you feel important or recognized, even if it didn't make you happy? Breaking free from these layers of personal bias and conditioning requires mindfulness and self-awareness. It involves observing our thoughts, reactions, and emotions without attachment, acknowledging them as temporary and not definitive of who we are. Meditation, journaling, and therapy can be instrumental tools in this journey. They help us step back and observe our conditioning from a place of detachment, allowing us to make choices that are more aligned with our true selves. Practically, start by identifying one bias or conditioned response you notice in yourself. Observe how it influences your decisions and interactions. By bringing awareness to this bias, you begin the process of loosening its grip on your reality. Remember, the goal is not to judge yourself but to understand and grow. As we conclude this part of our discussion, reflect on the ways your personal biases and conditioned responses might be shaping your perception of reality. Are they serving your growth, or are they keeping you confined within an illusory world? With this newfound understanding, let us prepare to explore the next layer of the matrix, emotional and spiritual influences, which weave their own unique distortions into our perception. Untangling the webs of emotional and spiritual influences, the subtle architects of perception. In this segment of our exploration into the matrix of illusion, we delve into the emotional and spiritual influences that subtly, yet powerfully, shape our perceptions. These elements are less tangible but profoundly impactful, acting as architects that construct the realms of our inner and outer worlds. Emotions are powerful lenses through which we view reality. They can dramatically color our perceptions, often without our conscious realization. For instance, joy can make the world seem vibrant and full of possibility, whereas sadness might paint it as bleak and uninviting. It is crucial to understand that while emotions are valid and important, they are not always accurate reflections of reality. They are transient states that can distort our perceptions if we let them dictate our views unchecked. Consider how often you've experienced a situation where your mood transformed the meaning of a conversation or event. When in a state of anger, perhaps a friend's comment seemed like a deliberate provocation, whereas if you had been in a calm state, the same words might have appeared harmless or even supportive. Recognizing the transient nature of our emotions and questioning their influence on our perception of reality is a vital step towards gaining clarity and making more grounded decisions. Moving deeper into the spiritual influences, these pertain to the core beliefs and values that we hold about the universe and our place within it. Our spiritual beliefs, whether they are structured around religion, philosophy, or personal spirituality, provide a framework through which we interpret our experiences and our existence. These beliefs can empower us but can also confine us within rigid structures that limit our understanding of reality. Ask yourself, how do your spiritual beliefs influence your perception of events? Do they open you up to new possibilities, or do they restrict you with fear of the unknown or judgment? It's important not to underestimate the power of these spiritual frameworks. They can lead to profound insights and growth, but can also be a source of illusion if they are not continuously revisited and questioned. One effective way to address the influence of emotional and spiritual conditioning is through the practice of mindfulness. Mindfulness encourages us to observe our thoughts and feelings without attachment, allowing us to recognize when our emotions or spiritual beliefs are coloring our perception. This practice helps us respond to life's challenges with greater equanimity and clarity, rather than reacting based on distorted perceptions. Moreover, engaging in open dialogues with others who hold different beliefs can also illuminate how our spiritual frameworks shape our interpretations. These conversations can be challenging but are incredibly enriching as they open us to different perspectives and help us see beyond the limits of our personal conditioning. As you reflect on these ideas, consider how your emotions and spiritual beliefs might be crafting a version of reality that is not fully aligned with what is. Are there emotional patterns or spiritual beliefs that you might benefit from reevaluating? This understanding brings us to the culmination of our journey through the matrix of illusion. In the next and final part, we will focus on how we can apply these insights to liberate ourselves from these illusions and live a life more aligned with true reality. Embracing clarity, liberating ourselves from the matrix of illusion. As we reach the culmination of our exploration into the matrix of illusion, we now focus on the most empowering aspect of our journey, liberating ourselves from the veils of misconception and embracing a life of clarity and authenticity. This final segment is about taking actionable steps towards understanding and redirecting the forces that have subtly shaped our perceptions and realities. Step into awareness. The first and perhaps the most crucial step in liberating ourselves is cultivating a profound awareness of our thoughts, emotions, and the underlying beliefs that drive them. This requires a dedicated practice of mindfulness, where we observe our mental and emotional patterns without judgment. Through mindfulness, we learn to recognize the moment-to-moment influences on our perception, allowing us to see the reality more clearly and make decisions that are aligned with our true selves. Question and reflect. Constant questioning is the key to unlocking the doors of the mental constructs that confine us. By challenging every assumption, every belief, and every truth we have held without scrutiny, we open ourselves to new possibilities and deeper understanding. This process involves reflecting on questions like, why do I believe what I believe? Are my reactions based on current situations or past conditioning? How do my emotions color my perception of people and events? Engage in dialogue. Engaging in open, honest dialogues with others can significantly broaden our perspectives. By exposing ourselves to different viewpoints, we challenge our own biases and expand our understanding of the world. These interactions should be approached with an open heart and mind, where the goal is not to win an argument but to gain insights and foster mutual understanding. Embrace flexibility in beliefs. As we grow and gather more information, our beliefs and understandings should also evolve. Holding on to rigid beliefs limits our experience of the world and binds us to the very illusions we seek to escape. Flexibility in our spiritual and philosophical beliefs allows us to adapt and respond to new information, leading to a more expansive and inclusive view of the world. Seek authenticity in action. Finally, embracing authenticity in every action ensures that our external lives are a true reflection of our internal values and insights. This means making choices that are congruent with our deepest truths, rather than conforming to societal expectations or superficial desires. It involves aligning our careers, relationships, and daily practices with our genuine self. Conclusion. The journey through the matrix of illusion is ongoing and dynamic. It does not end with the realization of how these illusions shape our lives, but begins anew with each insight that brings us closer to authenticity. The path of liberation is challenging and requires courage, dedication, and persistence. However, the freedom and clarity gained from this journey are profoundly rewarding, leading to a life lived with depth, purpose, and peace. As we conclude this exploration, I encourage you to carry these insights forward. Reflect on them, discuss them with friends, and apply them in your daily life. Each step taken towards understanding and authenticity is a step away from illusion and towards the essence of your true existence.